What's up, boys? Today I'm going to show you guys where to efficiently farm the fruit and meat pie, which is the best food for speedrunning or just doing damage in general. So first things first, what do you actually need to make this if you've never made it? It is going to be a fruit, a grain, and large meat. So this little circle right here, by the way, with the arrows circling each other, means that there's other things that you can make or put into this that will still make this. So if you click it, you can see that not only can you use rice, you can use barley, wheat, corn, and whatever the fuck this is called. That's in the new region. Same thing with the... didn't mean to click out. Same thing with the apples, right? You use apples, grapes, pineapples, watermelons, oranges, and then cantaloupes. Sorry, I forgot what that was called for a second. So I'm going to show you where to get all of this stuff. And I'm not going to show you every single little node for everything because continuous tracking is a thing. So I'm just going to show you where the first couple of ones are, and then you guys can continuously track the rest of them. But let's do the hardest one, which is the large meat, which is probably where a lot of you are probably struggling on. And that one is actually the easiest one, and you can farm infinitely. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to kill some horses. So you literally just go right here to this farm, and we're going to bring out everybody's favorite character from the 7 Deadly Sins, Daisy. And I recommend using a ranged character. It just makes it easier to kill the horses. And as you can see, they drop large meat. Right, so you just take out your little pet here, and you can just run around and kill all of them. They're like one shot basically, so I think they literally have 1 HP. So you just run around, you shoot them, let your little pet do its magic. And then as you can see, those have already spawned. So you just do this forever. Right, as long as your mental can take it, or as long as you have time, or as long as you're willing to do it, you can just keep running around, doing circles, and getting large meat. It's not 100% drop rate as you saw, some of them haven't dropped it, but it's still pretty high. So you can just keep doing it, and I'm not going to keep doing it because I think you guys get the point. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the next thing, which is where to get each one of the grains. But one of the most best spots is this farm that's over here. So this farm actually has a lot of the ingredients that you're going to need, and they're all very, 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 very close together. So first ingredient right here is going to be corn. Right, so you can get all this corn right here, and you get about 25 of every single one of these a day. Right, so then we have rice here, we have oranges here. We go over here. There's again more rice right here. You go over here. There's more corn over here. Then we go back over here. Again, more oranges. I'm gonna unsummon him and resummon him so he's actually on top of me. And then right here again, more rice. And right here again, more corn. And lastly, more oranges. So this farm, super good if you need meat pie just literally right now. Like you want to do some runs and you need it right now, literally just go to that farm and you'll be able to do a few of them. Right over here is going to be your first set of barley. Alright, so you get these. And then there's another set right over here, if you've already gotten those by chance. And now we will go back here. And right over here, there will be apples. Somewhere around here. Right here. Alright, so there's apples right there. I believe there's apples over here as well. Yep. Alright, and those be your first 2 apples. You guys continuously strike the rest of them. Now we're going to go over here to this farm over here. As you guys can see, I have a lot of pings over here. So this one right here is going to be some barley. Some corn right here. More rice out over here. And more corn right here. So I'm going to mount so he goes right back on top of me. And there is no oranges here, I don't think. Even though there's an orange plot there. I'm lazy. I just summon my mount and resummon him. Cool. So that's all the rice and stuff. That's basically all of it. There's some... Yeah, that's all of it. That's all of it. There's like another barley node over here, but I'll get that later. Now we'll go to the... I don't know what it's called, but it's the grain in the new zone. Right, it's this colorful one. Quinoa. I don't know how to actually say that. Alright, so that's your first one, and then there's another one right over here next to your sunstone as well. Which you guys have probably seen. Alright, right over there. Right, so that's your first ones. And now we'll go get the wheat. Which is going to be right over here. And I got smacked. Anyway, right over here. So right here's your wheat. And then you can continue to extract the rest of them, and there is apples here as well, since you're already gonna be here. And I'll get these left flowers while I'm here. And then I believe that was all of them, all 5 grains. And then for fruits, if you go right here, there's a bunch of pineapples that you can grab. Pineapples are pretty easy to grab. Right, so right here, they're all the way around. You literally just walk around here. See, there's one right here. Another one right here. Another one right here. And here, and then you can see there's another one over there, and another one over there, and I think there's another one over there behind that. Next is grapes. And I'll actually track one because I don't have those spots like memorized. Cool. We'll go here. And the cool thing about the grapes is most of them are pretty close together. They're clustered. So after I get this one, the next one will be like within 100 meters, I'm pretty sure. Right, yeah, so it's right there, 130 meters. So you just go right over here, and then I think the next one will also be like within 100 meters. Right, yep, 50 meters right there. So the grapes are just nice. And then you can also do watermelons as well, which by the way, you're going to need to use multiple fruits if you're going to be making like the full 125 meat pies. If you're going to use like all of the grains that you can make in a day, because you get 25 of each grain. So if there's 5 different grains, so 5 times 25, 125. So if you're gonna do all that, you are going to need to farm multiple fruits, because you only get like 50 apples-ish a day, and you only get like 30-ish oranges, so you are gonna have to farm multiple of them. Obviously, as you can see, there's right next to the platinum ore for the watermelon, which is why watermelon is also a pretty good one. It's pretty nifty. It's pretty next to a lot of stuff you already get. A lot of the stuff is already gonna be next to most of the stuff that you usually get, which is why I have a lot of them. And then the cantaloupe, or I guess they call it a melon, but I think it's a cantaloupe. not too sure. I'm not a botanist or anything. Gonna be right here. And they're all spread around like Vanya and the other zone as well. There's another one right there too. And that is it, guys. You guys can continuously track the rest of them. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, you guys can continuously track the rest of them. So you know where the rice is, you know where the barley is, the wheat, the corn, and the quinoa. I'm going to have to Google how to actually say that word. And then the watermelon obviously is right next to the plat. The oranges is is in that farm. This melon right here is right next to Vanya. The pineapples are in the middle of the desert on the city, just right in the middle of around the lake. The grapes are spread across not only here but also Vanya, the Fairy King's Forest, but also Vanya. And then the apples are basically all spread across Vanya as well. So that's it. Pretty short video today, guys. Nothing crazy. Just wanted to help you guys out. The biggest one was going to be the horse farm for the large meat. I think that's where a lot of you guys are probably going to be struggling with. So hope if you guys found this helpful. You guys have a good rest of your day. Happy farming.